Sometimes life feels like a storm you didn't see coming. One minute everything seems fine, the next you're standing in the middle of chaos wondering how it all fell apart. The plans you made so carefully now seem distant. The dreams you held on to start to slip away, and in the middle of it all, a quiet voice inside asks, "Why is this happening?" It's easy to believe you've lost your way. It's easy to think something has gone terribly wrong. But what if the chaos isn't a sign of failure? What if it's part of something greater, something you can't yet see? There is a hidden order behind the confusion, a deeper reason for the detours and delays. Even when life feels broken, it's quietly setting you up for something bigger, something better. In this video, you'll discover how every twist, every setback, even the parts that hurt, are falling into place exactly as they should. Stay with me until the end, because once you understand this, the chaos won't scare you anymore. It will start to give you hope. A hope strong enough to carry you through anything, and a new way of seeing your life that changes everything. Plans give comfort. They offer a sense of direction, a feeling that everything is within reach if the steps are followed just right. Days are mapped out, goals are listed, dreams are lined up like dominoes waiting to fall perfectly into place. It feels safe. It feels like control. But life has a way of showing how fragile that control really is. One unexpected phone call, one sudden change, one small moment can undo years of careful preparation. It feels unfair at first, like something precious was stolen, like something certain slipped through fingers too quickly to hold. There is a deep part of the heart that believes if the effort is strong enough, the outcomes can be guaranteed, that if the right choices are made, life will reward them exactly as hoped. But real life is far wilder than that. It moves with a rhythm that can't be forced. It dances to a song that doesn't always reveal itself right away. The harder the grip, the more painful the journey becomes. Stress builds, disappointment grows, hope gets tangled up in frustration and fear. True strength comes not from controlling every detail, but from knowing when to release the need to control. Surrender isn't weakness, it's trust. It's the quiet courage to say, even if I don't understand this yet, I believe it's working for me, not against. Doors that seemed permanently closed start to crack open. Opportunities that were invisible before start to appear. Life's blessings often come through paths that were never on the original map. Every plan that falls apart can be a rescue from something that was never meant to be permanent. Every unexpected turn can be an invitation to something greater than anything that could have been designed alone. There is a wisdom at work beyond human sight, moving pieces into place, weaving threads that will only make sense when enough time has passed. Clinging to old ideas of how things should be only builds walls where bridges are meant to stand. Releasing the need to control doesn't mean giving up. It means finally stepping into the flow of something larger, something wiser, something that already knows exactly where you are meant to go. Confusion is heavy. It presses down on the mind when outcomes don't match expectations. It stirs up questions late at night. It stirs up doubts during the quiet moments. Plans that once felt solid crumble without warning. People change. Opportunities slip away. Dreams that felt so close suddenly feel impossible to reach. In these moments, it is tempting to believe that something has gone terribly wrong, that somehow a mistake was made, or a path was missed. But not every broken plan is a failure. Not every lost dream is a punishment. Sometimes things have to fall apart, so better things can fall together. Pieces need to be cleared away to make room for something greater. Relationships that end, jobs that fade away, opportunities that close. These are not signs of life betraying you. They are signs that life is leading you somewhere new, somewhere stronger, somewhere more aligned with who you are meant to become. Growth rarely happens in comfort. Growth demands change, even when it doesn't make sense yet. Trusting the process means believing in something beyond the moment. It means accepting that even when all you can see is brokenness, there is a bigger picture being painted. Every ending carves space for a new beginning. Every loss can plant the seeds of future strength. It may not feel good in the moment. It may hurt deeply, but pain is not the enemy. Pain is often the birthplace of the greatest transformations. Life isn't random. Even in the middle of chaos, there is a pattern, a purpose, a plan unfolding. Trust doesn't erase the struggle. Trust gives strength to keep moving through it. It speaks quietly into the confusion, saying, stay with it. There is meaning here, even if you can't see it yet. Each step, even the ones taken in darkness, moves you closer to the life you are meant to live. Each detour, each delay, each disappointment is part of the journey. In time, the broken pieces will not look like failure. They will look like building blocks. They will tell a story of resilience, of faith, of beauty rising from what once seemed lost. Uncertainty shakes the ground beneath careful plans. It whispers questions into moments that once felt sure. It pulls at the edges of confidence, making even small choices feel overwhelming. Most people spend their lives trying to avoid it, building routines and structures to feel safe. But safety can become a cage when the need for certainty becomes too strong. Growth begins at the edge of comfort, where the old ways no longer work and the new ways have not yet appeared. Standing in uncertainty feels like standing in a fog. Nothing is clear. Each step forward feels risky. Doubts multiply. What if the wrong choice is made? What if everything falls apart? Yet staying frozen is not the answer. Movement must happen, even if it is slow, even if it is filled with questions. In that space between what is known and what is unknown, something powerful starts to grow. Courage strengthens, resilience deepens. Wisdom is born from walking through what cannot be predicted. Life doesn't fall apart, it falls into place. Those words carry more truth than they seem to at first. It is easy to think that because something is hard, it must be wrong. Easy to think that uncertainty means danger. But often uncertainty is simply life clearing away the old to make room for the new. Paths that are too small must be left behind. Ideas that once made sense must be broken open. Dreams that no longer fit must be traded for bigger visions. Embracing uncertainty is not about giving up on direction. It is about loosening the grip on how things should look. It is about trusting that even without all the answers, movement forward still matters. It is about believing that life is not punishing you with confusion, but preparing you with strength. The heart grows more patient. The mind grows more flexible. The spirit learns to bend without breaking. Each step taken without full clarity builds a deeper kind of confidence, one not built on guarantees, but on the unshakable truth that you will find your way, no matter how unclear the path may seem today. Challenges break comfort open. They strip away the easy moments and leave only what is real. When life gets hard, when plans fail, when dreams seem to crumble, something deep inside is called to rise. Strength that was hidden steps forward. Courage that was sleeping wakes up. Growth never comes dressed as ease. It comes wrapped in trial, dressed in pain, disguised as difficulty. Hard times build resilience. They stretch the mind beyond its limits. They teach the heart how to keep beating even when it's bruised. They prepare the spirit to withstand storms that once would have destroyed it. Every challenge faced and endured becomes a tool for the future. Each time life forces a stand in the middle of fear, the roots of perseverance grow deeper, skills sharpen, wisdom deepen, hope becomes less fragile, more stubborn, more alive. When it seems like life is falling apart, it may actually be falling into place. What feels like destruction is often construction. Old beliefs crumble to make way for truer ones. Shallow roots tear out so deeper ones can be planted. Comfort zones collapse, not to punish, but to push forward into bigger, braver spaces. The hardest lessons often become the most precious gifts. Perspective shifts everything. Looking at challenges not as punishments, but as preparation changes the entire experience. Every difficulty carries a hidden offering, a secret lesson waiting to be uncovered. Growth is not easy, and it is not always gentle, but it is always meaningful. Life does not waste pain. Every hardship survived becomes a stepping stone toward a future that would not have been possible without it. Pain teaches how to endure, failure teaches how to adapt, loss teaches how to appreciate. Every challenge reshapes the heart, clears the mind, strengthens the spirit. Challenges are not roadblocks. They are shaping tools. They carve away what is weak and leave behind what is unbreakable. Facing them with open hands instead of closed fists allows life to do its deep work. It allows transformation to happen from the inside out, preparing for opportunities far beyond anything that could be seen from the starting point. When everything familiar starts to shift, fear often moves in. Doubt speaks louder than hope. Certainty feels like a distant memory. In those moments, faith becomes more than just a word. It becomes a lifeline. Faith holds steady when logic falls short. Faith whispers that there is a purpose even when eyes cannot see. Faith becomes the anchor when the storms of life threaten to pull everything apart. Believing in a higher purpose does not erase pain. It does not make the road smooth or the days easy, but it changes the way hardships are carried. It reminds the heart that even in suffering, there is a reason to keep going, even when answers are nowhere to be found. Faith plants the quiet belief that life is not cruel but careful, that every broken road leads somewhere sacred. Trusting the transition is not always easy. It often means standing still when everything inside screams to run. It means moving forward without all the answers. It means holding on when giving up feels like the simpler choice. God's got you, the article says. Those words carry more than comfort. They carry power. They declare that nothing faced today is bigger than the one guiding tomorrow. Faith does not demand proof. It does not wait for everything to make sense. Faith moves anyway. Faith steps into the unknown and believes that even the dark parts of the path are leading somewhere good. Doubts will come. Fears will rise. Faith doesn't deny them. It walks through them. It holds the heart steady when emotions try to pull it under. Perspective, rooted in faith, turns chaos into opportunity. It turns endings into beginnings. It turns heartbreak into transformation. Without faith, the world can seem random, harsh and unfair. With faith, even the broken pieces start to form a pattern. Even unanswered prayers start to make sense in time. Faith strengthens the spirit to endure what the eyes cannot yet see. It teaches that life is never just falling apart. It is always somehow falling into place with perfect timing. Even when that timing doesn't match the plan, the past can feel like a heavy shadow, always trailing close behind. Mistakes replay in the mind like broken records, each memory louder than the last. Words not spoken, chances not taken, wrong turns made in weakness or fear. They collect and build walls that seem impossible to break. Growth stalls when the heart stays anchored to what can no longer be changed. Moving forward becomes harder when the mind keeps revisiting moments that are already gone. Holding on to the past can feel safe because it is familiar. Even the pain becomes part of the story told over and over again. But clinging to old hurt leaves no room for new healing. Old failures block new chances. Old guilt clouds new beginnings. Freedom starts the moment the decision is made to stop living in what is already past. The past can only serve as a place of reference, not a place of residence. Mistakes are not prisons. They are teachers. They offer lessons, not life sentences. The past does not define what is still possible. Every day is a fresh canvas, untouched by yesterday's brushstrokes. Carrying shame and regret only weighs down the journey. Releasing them is not forgetting what happened. It is choosing not to let what happened control what happens next. Growth demands that old identities be laid down, that old labels be torn off, that old failures lose their power to shape the future. New beginnings are always waiting, but they can only be reached by those willing to loosen their grip on what once was. Healing happens when the past is honored for its lessons, but no longer allowed to dictate the path forward. There is more ahead than behind. There are dreams waiting to be lived that have nothing to do with old mistakes. There is a life waiting that requires both hands open, not clenched fists, holding on to yesterday. Moving forward is not betrayal of the past. It is the fulfillment of what the past was trying to teach all along. Growth, change, healing, they all begin with the same brave act, letting go. Life is made up of small, scattered moments that rarely make sense at first. A conversation that seemed meaningless, a decision made in fear, a closed door that once felt devastating. All these fragments drift in and out of memory, disconnected and confusing. It's easy to see them as random accidents, isolated from each other, but nothing is waste. Every moment leaves a mark. Every choice, every loss, every unexpected turn is a thread woven into a much bigger tapestry. In the middle of the journey, the pattern often remains hidden.
The mind searches for reasons but finds none. Frustration builds, doubts creep in, pain feels senseless. Yet time has a way of pulling the camera back. With distance, patterns begin to appear. What once felt like a cruel detour now looks like a necessary step. What once seemed like a meaningless failure now stands out as a critical turning point. What once broke the heart now shows up as the place where deeper strength was born. Every experience contributes to the journey. No moment is too small. No failure is too big. Over time, all the broken pieces fit together into something stronger, something wiser, something far more beautiful than anything that could have been built without them. Growth is slow, healing is hidden, progress is often invisible while it is happening, but that doesn't mean it isn't real. Everything is falling together perfectly, even when it looks like everything is falling apart. The mess is part of the masterpiece. The confusion is part of the clarity that is coming. Even the losses are part of the foundation being built beneath the surface. Trusting the process means trusting that one day the reasons will be clear. Trusting that the path, though painful at times, was never pointless. Trusting that the pieces scattered by the storms of life are being gathered and placed with care by hands wiser than our own. Perspective comes slowly. It comes after enough time passes to see the way pain carved out space for joy. It comes after seeing how setbacks set the stage for breakthroughs. It comes when looking back and realizing that nothing was random, nothing was wasted, everything mattered. Everything is still falling perfectly into place. Life does not follow the straight lines drawn in dreams. It weaves, it bends, it twists through storms and sun without warning. Every setback, every broken plan, every tear shed in confusion holds a deeper purpose. Trust does not grow when everything makes sense. It grows when it is tested, when it is chosen even in the dark. Even now, things are aligning in ways not yet visible. Even now, pieces are moving into place to build a future bigger than what can be imagined today. Every delay carries hidden blessings. Every no carries a better yes that is waiting at the right time. Choosing faith over fear changes everything. Choosing to believe that even chaos carries a secret order turns pain into power. There is a strength inside that has already survived every hard day so far. There is a future being shaped by hands far wiser than worry. Stay patient, stay open, keep moving, even when the path isn't clear yet. The journey is not broken, it is unfolding exactly as it should. If these words spoke to your heart today, like this video and subscribe to our channel. Stay connected, because this is just the beginning of what's waiting for you.